And welcome back live. We are here at the Lancaster Archery Classic. I am Chuck Cooley. This is Teresa Johnson.
Hey, Chuck.
We are in the Win and Win Broadcast Center here live at Spooky Nook Sports Complex. The Lancaster Archery Classic, the archery hall brought to you by True Ball and Axel. And we have seen some amazing archery this morning, and we're about ready to kick off with the Women's Open Pro Final. These ladies have shot themselves into the top 4 positions of the day.
Amazing shooting. We're super excited. And opening up this match, our first match of the day, is going to be Tanya Jensen from Denmark facing off against Sharon Wallace. And Sharon, of course, has been a standout on the 3D circuit. Tanya has really lit it up, not only internationally. She's a very accomplished target archer, but she's also done extremely well. She, I believe, qualified #1 or won Vegas last year. I cannot remember which it is. But she's made her mark both here in the United States and globally.
Sharon coming out of the gate strong with an 11. She's been doing very well on the indoor scene. Now, Sharon, typically known as a 3D archer, married to Jack Wallace. That's her background there. Both of them shooting from Matthews. You can see they're shooting completely different bows, though. Tanya answers with an 11 of her own. Sharon shot extremely well this weekend.
And you can see the differences in their form. Hopefully we're going to get a wider view of these two archers from the back, and you'll be able to see that Sharon's got a little bit of a lean to her shot. When she draws back, she's leaning a little bit. She brings her weight to the back foot. When Tanya, on the other hand, draws her bow back, her posture seems to be a little bit straighter, a little more weight forward. But both of them, when they release that arrow, the weight of the bow springs forward, and the weight of the pulling through the shot brings their body back.
Beautiful looking shot there. And you can see on the front of her scope, she's got that big square blinder there. That's because she's left eye dominant, and she's trying to shut down the input of that eye. Now, Rob's going to walk up and get a little bit of commentary from the ladies as they're here on the stage for the first time.
Matthews TRX7, same as last year. Running an XL sight with a shrewd scope. I got the Hamsky rest. I'm shooting Black Eagle PS26s, and I'm shooting Perfects from Stan.
Alrighty, over here to Tanya. Are we not doing this?
I forgot. Sorry, dead center stabilizers, Diamond Series.
It's okay. You're kind of nervous. We'll give you a break. All right, you want to give us a rundown on equipment?
Sure. I'm shooting the Halon X XL sight, shrewd scope, a Pro Blade, Darn Cruise stabilizers, and Carbon Express X Busters.
There's a great look at the equipment there that the ladies are shooting, and that commentary from Paige Gore. Paige Gore was eliminated yesterday by Sharon in a shoot-off. We take a look there at Tanya's arrows.
Beautiful shooting from both of these ladies. They're both incredibly skilled competitors. And one thing that we want to draw attention to is the fact that, if you notice, these women really know their equipment backwards and forwards. They know exactly what they're shooting. They know how to work on their equipment. They know how to tune it. This is something that we see more and more in archery, that women are really reaching out to other women, trying to bring them along in the sport and make sure they instill confidence in women, knowing and understanding their gear, how to work with it, how to tune their equipment, how to get that bow shooting and like a finely tuned race car. Women should be able to do all of this work and should be taught to do this work from the very beginning. So a good coach, if you're a parent out there looking at these women shooting, thinking, well, how do I get my little girl up on that stage? Part of it is also helping her to feel confident and know her equipment, let her learn to make her own decisions and learn how that gear works.
Yeah, I think that's very important. You allude to that, in years past, maybe the women weren't quite as familiar with their gear. They let their husband or boyfriend or somebody else or their coach set it up for them. Now we're seeing that turn, and I think that's a really fantastic thing in women's archery. I think you should know your gear and know your equipment. Now, Tanya opens up with an 11 on her first arrow to put the pressure on Sharon. Sharon puts it nearly in the same hole in that top target for a solid 11 to keep her position there.
Beautiful shooting from these girls, and you can see that posture. Again, we talked about posture earlier. There's Tanya, and she really has just a beautiful straight posture, and one is not necessarily better than the other. Let's face it, Sharon's an incredibly successful shooter, shooting exactly her form the way it is. She's made her mark on the 3D and field circuits. She's doing beautifully here at the Lancaster Classic, but you definitely can see that her form involves just a little bit more lean back than we are used to seeing. But again, it works for her.
There.
If it works for her, it works for her.
Wow, she pulled that out. A little longer in her sequence than she liked.
Awesome shooting from her, Chuck. She did say earlier in her interview that she was a little bit nervous. You can see that, but
Ooh.
Ooh, and Tanya throws a 9 out there. That's going to have an impact.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to recover from. Sharon shot her way into the bracket by defeating Paige Gore yesterday, 128-128, and then they had a single arrow shoot off. She shot the 11. Paige shot a 10.
Beautiful shooting with a lot of pressure. Great job.
Great recovery there.
Both of these ladies.
11-11-11 from Sharon.
Had a little bit, but it went in the dot. So
I'm shaking them right in there.
well, very good. You got it working. They still went in. So you know, sometimes we, as you know, if you trust your shot, sometimes that dot doesn't seem to be where it needs to be, but the shot breaks clean and you follow through with a good shot, and it goes in the middle anyway. And just keep aiming. You've got to trust your shot. And
we're going to come back and see a little bit of replay action here, and you can see Sharon's arrow. Very strong, confident shooting despite a little bit of nerves that she says she's got. Here's Tanya. She's very, very calm, but she shoots a 9, and that hurt her a little bit.
I want to come back and get a great shot. Our camera people have been doing a fantastic job today, getting the shots that we need and we talk about. One of the things I want to do when Sharon comes back to full draw, the way that she anchors that release in her hand. Now she's shooting a button-style release, a release aid made by Stanislawski, and the way that she touches her thumb to her forefinger. And that way she's not pressing on that trigger. She's not depressing it like a button. She's pulling through. She's shooting that. There's a still of it there. See how her thumb and her finger are touching right there? And as she pulls through and extends that shot, it forces that release to break and releases the arrow down range versus pressing that with your thumb like a button. So we do call them button yeah, see this? See how she gets her thumb in there and she's going to pull back.
Uses her back. So the method she's using is very much back tension. She is using her back to trigger that release. And notice she stays with it. She does not punch it. No matter how tempted she may be to do that, she follows through and follows her process. Yeah. Let's talk about Tanya for a minute as she draws the bow back. So Tanya is 22 years old. She is a very young woman. Now, internationally, as I mentioned earlier, she has an incredible record. She has World Championships gold medals from the Youth World Championships, as well as, I believe, the Adult World Championships. She's got 2 World Championship gold medals, as well as a silver. She also has competed in numerous World Cups. She's got 4 World Cup bronze medals, a gold, and 2 silvers. She's had an incredible run, and her average arrow, so in international competition, Chuck, where we only have a possible score of 10 points, she averages a 9.6 out of 10 internationally, and that's over her entire competitive career.
That's fantastic shooting. Now, Sharon here, she needs an 11 to stay up. Ooh.
That's going to hurt her just a little bit.
Man, that's going to turn this match. Look at that. If Tanya can hit a 10, it'll be tied. If she hits an 11, she'll take a 1-point lead going into the last 3 hours of the match. 9-10 liner. I think she's going to have the 10 on that. I think we'll have a tied match going into the last 3 hours. What a swing here we've seen in the women's pro division.
Interesting. Sharon, I want to know, you've been in so many ASA shoot downs. How do the nerves and pressure compare out here to the 3D circuit?
Surprisingly, I'm more nervous doing this than I'm doing the ASA shoot downs. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just being on a stage and it all lit up like this and just 2 people. It's more nerve-wracking all day.
Well, that's pretty cool. Standing up here with you actually last year, I can attest to that. Super nerve-wracking, but you seem to be handling it pretty well.
Okay, ladies. We had, man,
some great words there
right
from
up. 95,
Paige Gore. Paige, a well-known international competitor in her own right.
Absolutely.
Many records.
And just one of the nicest people you could ever shoot with. I always enjoy, you know, when I do get to chat with Paige, of course, when I used to cover the U.S. team, she was always somebody who was eager to give an interview, happy to pose for a picture. Super kind athlete. Now let's watch Sharon's last shot.
Oh, you can see she wasn't happy with that one.
Just a little bit of nerves going on there. Now the thing that you don't necessarily want to do is you don't want to let Tanya Jensen get up on you. And the reason I say that, she's world ranked number 8 right now. She's 8th in the world.
Sharon, though, in her own right, you know, she's a powerhouse shooter when it comes to these shoot-offs and these 3D things. You know, I've seen her in multiple shoot-offs on the ASA range. She's she's not going to cave. I can tell you that.
No, she's
going to
made
go
of
down
tough
fighting.
stuff. I've enjoyed watching her career over the last few years and just seeing she's been involved with Archer. She's been involved with programs that really reach out to women and girls, and she's a tremendous ambassador for the sport of archery. Both of these women really are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
She's
see
the
what
first
Sharon's
one up.
got.
She's a little deep into the hold here.
But she's
She
steadier
does hold
that
the
time,
10.
Chuck. She looks steadier.
Yep.
It looks like she's shaking off those nerves and she's getting down to business. Tanya looks very, very steady here.
You can see she reached up and gave the sight a click just off screen there. She's wanting to make an adjustment. Let's see how Tanya responds.
Nice shot.
That'll be an 11, top of the 11 there.
Beautiful.
Now
Just
we're on to Sharon. See a little bit of bounce there.
nice
11.
shot. Great job.
See, and she reached up and gave that sight a click just off camera there. You can see she's been living at the bottom of that 10 ring.
And you can see at the end of Tanya's shot, I'd love to, hopefully we'll get a shot of this too with Sharon, but
Now she's got to hit this 11
She
to stay
really needs
alive
it.
in this match. A little bit of wiggle to the bow there. You can see that balance.
can she do it?
9.
Oh,
Oh,
that's going to cost her this match, unfortunately.
That
I mean,
will.
anything can happen for sure, Chuck, but that may cost
anything
her the
in
match.
the gold, though, and Tanya's going to win this match in advance.
She's
And
got it
she
with an
seals it
11.
with an
Nice
11.
shooting. Good shooting by both of these ladies.
Fantastic job for Tanya. Sharon Wallace will finish in 4th. Tanya will face Jillian Ballangee next.
At halfway point, you had the lead, and you know, still great shooting. You end up with 4th place finish, $750 from us, and okay, $750 from us.
I enjoyed it.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Congratulations. Let's give Sharon Wallace a hand. Everybody watch her on the 3D circuit.
Great display of
She's shooting
sportsmanship
Vegas
there.
this week.
Yes.
That's her husband, Jack, holding her bow behind the stage there. Tanya will move on. So the next competitor coming in will be Jillian Ballangee. And we'll reset the field. We'll watch these winning shots from Tanya. We are live here at the Lancaster Archery Classic. Chuck Cooley alongside of Teresa Johnson at the Lancaster Archery Hall, the Spooky Nook Sports Complex. We'll be back in just one moment.
We are back, and we are in the Women's Open Pro shoot downs. Look at those boots, guys. We are looking at the boots from Jillian Ballangee. She just came out on stage. She's going to be competing against Tanya Jensen, and these two ladies are going to be very evenly matched. They both shot incredibly well in the competition so far. You can see Jillian sets up. She's got really nice, beautiful posture, very steady on the draw. Slow, taking her time, opens up with a 10. That's solid. We'll take it. Let's see what Tanya does. Now, Tanya's been out here. She just won her last match against a very tough competitor, Sharon Wallace. Tanya is going to have to shoot 11s if she wants to be competitive against Jillian Ballangee. But on the other hand, Tanya is world ranked number 8 right now. She's a formidable competitor in her own right. These two ladies are going to be very evenly matched.
Now, Jillian did shoot some very powerful scores. She qualified well in the eliminations. Her first match in the elimination bracket in the 1/8 was against Sarah Sonicson. She shot a 130-127, so clearly she's got the ability to shoot really well. Again, a maximum possible score in the eliminations is a 132. That means she only missed 2 X's. And then she shot a 129 against Madison Rutkowski, 129-127, to advance into this final 4. She is the number 2 qualifier in the shoot-up ladder style. Tanya Jensen just defeated Sharon Wallace, and this is the first end of their 4-end match.
Okay, so Tanya's going to take a lead. Both of these ladies shooting out to the 10, which is a little bit of a wider shot. Let's hear what Rob has to say from them.
Tanya, you qualified in 14th and then were able to work your way up through the eliminations, turn your right to be here. And what do you think of the format of the Lancaster Classic?
Well, I really like it. You get to shoot a lot more matches on the finals field, so you get, I don't know, more used to it and more practice doing it, and I just really like it.
Thank you very much. You certainly do well, and congratulations on coming from 14th up to this point. Jillian, we'll have a quick conversation with you. Hey, you wanna go over her equipment?
So Paige is going over Jillian's equipment with her, and we're taking a quick look there at those 3 arrows from Tanya Jensen after the first end. See where these girls stand. And as we come back into the hall,
I'm a little nervous. It's only my 3rd shoot, and the biggest one I've been at so far.
Jillian, she's the one wearing the super cool boots there.
Will you shoot little dots in 3D this year?
Yeah, I'm actually more or less a 3D shooter. I shoot K45 a lot in the ASA.
Awesome, awesome. We look forward to following you this year. Okay, looking at the scores, we got a one point difference. Tanya has the lead.
So we're going to look to see Tanya hopefully capitalize on that lead. But if I'm Jillian, I don't want to give her any opportunity. I'm going to start putting 11s down there and hopefully create and close a gap. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, she absolutely needs to. She knows that Tanya's a pretty tough competitor. She's letting her go first.
And sometimes when we see
Wow,
archers...
that was a very comfortable looking shot.
When we see archers defer, sometimes allow the other archer to go first or elect the option to go first, it can be a little bit too of gamesmanship. It's about putting some pressure on your opponent or giving yourself as much of an advantage as possible when you know that you're more comfortable getting that first shot out and moving on quickly.
Both girls come out strong. Both women come out strong. Both of them shooting 11s. And a secondary 11 there, 32.
Let's see what Jillian does here. She looks really calm. She's very, very steady, unblinking.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Great shooting.
Beautiful
Gorgeous
landing.
11. Really, really precise. And if you watched the recurve finals earlier today, you might be thinking about the fact that there's a little bit of difference in precision between the compound and the recurve bows, and you're absolutely right. The arrows are traveling faster out of the compound bows, and of course these archers are using a magnified lens to help with their aiming.
Great shot at that. You can see that bubble centering up in the bow. And 33s from both of them.
Wow,
33
fantastic shooting
apiece.
from these ladies.
Fantastic job.
pretty impressed. That was
So
a
we're
really good
at the
round.
half, a 1-point lead for Tanya Jensen going into the half.
33s apiece. No change. You guys are keeping it really close. Seems like you're settling down and getting in your groove there, Jillian. It's looking good.
So have you done any ASA shoot downs before?
I shoot K45 because they don't have a known pro class right now, so we don't do the shoot downs, but I tend to stay towards the top end whenever I can.
So do you feel that you're a little more nervous doing this or out there on the ASA course?
I'm a lot more nervous doing this, I'd say, just because I'm kind of the newcomer in it. ASA, I've did 2 years now. I'm a little more used to it. So,
Well, it seems like you're adjusting quickly, and we're glad you're here.
Just a really nice job from Paige Gore. We got to just give her some props. She's doing a beautiful job out there of engaging these ladies. We've got Jillian, of course, telling us that she's got some background in ASA competition. ASA, if you're new to this broadcast and you're new to archery, ASA is the Archery Shooters Association. That's a 3D archery competition organization where people shoot at 3D foam animal targets in an effort to win points across a roving course that's set out in a woods or a field. So that's a very popular form of archery here in the United States. There's a sister organization, I shouldn't say a sister organization, but a similar 3D organization, the International Bow Hunters Organization, the IBO. And together those are the 2 primary 3D archery organizations in the United States. We've got Jillian here using some of those 3D skills to hit the 11 on this target. There's a real game of precision going on here. Let's see what Tanya can do. She is a very seasoned competitor, as we mentioned. She's got a number of world gold, silver, and bronze medals to her credit. But this is a very different game than outdoor world archery events. Here, you're 18 meters and you are shooting for an extra point in the 11, and that extra point definitely matters.
It does, and you can see where it's making a difference here. Jillian hits another 11. She ties the match up that way. Tanya needs an 11 to get back in the lead or give herself a chance to get back in the lead, and she does.
Really nice shooting.
Absolutely centers that.
Now, if I'm Jillian, I really want to make sure I'm hitting an 11 here and trying to get that extra point going into the last end of this match. I want to get as much confidence as I can going into those last 3 arrows and as much of a lead as I can as well.
A little bit longer in her hold cycle there, a little bit longer shot process. So now it looks like it's going to be a 1-point advantage going into the last 3 arrows. These ladies shooting extremely well.
It was tied for a while.
Fantastic performance this afternoon.
Recapture the lead. Nice shooting, ladies. We got a close arrow or two that we've got to check out there and be sure that the scores are official.
When we take a look into those replays there, you can see Jillian.
The picture of concentration. She's really not messing around in this match. She wants to advance. And whoever advances from this match is going to face Sarah Prieels from Belgium. She is a really tough competitor. Again, you know, the fact that we see these ladies, both the United States shooters, the American shooters who are really at the top of their game, like Sharon Wallace, like Jillian Ballangee. And then internationally, we've got women like Tanya Jensen and Sarah Prieels and others. Just really speaks to the quality of the competition here at the Lancaster Archery Classic. The reality is, if you are a top international competitor or a top domestic competitor, you cannot afford to miss this event.
Yeah, this is where you want to be. If you want to shoot against the best in the world, you want to be here. So we're coming into the last 3 arrows. And again, Tanya has a 1-point advantage over Jillian. Tanya is shooting first. She wants to put the pressure on, and she does. She sets an 11 down there. Jillian needs to match that. Of course, we have seen a 9 from both of the girls earlier, so it could happen again.
And these women are just showing us how it's done. There's...
That's a 10-11 liner.
I feel like she might have caught that, but it's tough to tell from our angle here in the commentary booth, the Win and Win commentary booth. You are watching a Hoyt broadcast of the Lancaster Archery Classic. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We will run through a list a little bit later, but we have just been really fortunate to have the support of many great companies in putting this event together. Let's see what Jillian does here.
Cracks a little bit of a door there with a 10, see if she can respond. She isn't able to capitalize on that.
We are down to the wire here, folks. We got 1 arrow left to go, and Tanya's in the lead.
Unofficially a 1-point difference there.
Super
11.
steady. Jillian cannot come back at this point. This is Tanya's match, but Jillian needs to go out with a nice strong shot, walk away from this match with confidence, knowing she'll come back again, hopefully in future years. And she does.
Great, solid
Beautiful finish for Jillian Ballangee. Nice job.
Fantastic job for these women to come
Great
into this
shooting.
venue and shoot this strong, shoot this well, and finish this well.
Third place, $1,000 from us and $1,000 from Elite. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. First big shoot in the pro class. It could have went a whole lot worse.
Oh, yeah. Nice shooting. Well done. Well done. Great show. And $2,000 between Elite and Lancaster Archery.
That'll help pay the bills a little bit.
There we go. Let's give her a big hand.
What a great way to launch her pro debut.
Wonderful.
To finish on the podium.
Great job, Jillian. And now Tanya is going to face off against Sarah Prieels.
Pretty impressive that we've got international women shooting in the finals here. We'll take a look at these last few arrows as we reset the stage. When we return, it'll be Tanya Jensen against Sarah Prieels for the Women's Open Pro Championship at the Lancaster Classic.
We are back. I am Teresa Johnson. I am joined by Chuck Cooley.
Hey, how are you doing, Teresa?
Great. We are at the Lancaster Archery Classic, the 15th edition of this incredible tournament, one of the premier archery events in the world. And we say in the world, we've got archers like Sarah Prieels and Tanya Jensen taking to the stage for the Women's Open Pro title.
Sarah qualified second overall in the qualification round this weekend. And, of course, she's been here before. In 2016, she finished 8th. In 2017, she finished 20th. What a great start for her to come out of the gate.
Let's see how these ladies do. Both of them representing Matthews today, as evidenced by their black and yellow shirts. And we've got a gorgeous red bow in Sarah's hand. I have to just absolutely love her color scheme there for a minute.
Wow, what a start from her. Holy, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, interrupt.
Dang it, she sent that right in the middle.
Here we go with Tanya. These two have matched up against each other before internationally, and they are just absolutely fantastic competitors, both indoors and out. One of the things, Chuck, that we're noticing as well is the posture that these archers are using. So if you notice, Sarah is a little bit leaned back. We saw that earlier with Sharon. She tends to favor that more leaned posture. There's a tiny bit of lean in Tanya, but for the most part, she's standing up very straight.
Pretty upright. Sarah was able to qualify by defeating Caitlin Bordwell, 127-126. And then she went head-to-head against Samantha Brenzel in the quarterfinals, defeated her 131-127. 131, only 1 point off perfect, and she opens with a 33 here in this match.
Very decisive. She's a tough competitor, and this is going to be a really interesting matchup for the top prize.
Tanya, 11-10-10, 2-point lead after one end. And I'm sure Rob's going to get some words here from the ladies out on the stage as they pull the arrows and get those sorted out.
Their pro contingency. And for the ladies division, not to put any more pressure on you two, but you're shooting for a combined $8,000 between us and Matthews. Let's give Matthews a hand for their support of target archery.
And as Rob alluded to
Sarah,
there, because of the, we're going to let Paige step in here and talk to Sarah.
Your equipment.
So I'm shooting the TRX7 Shibuya sight and scope, a long rod with twins, 20 ounces on the front, 10 on each side. So yeah.
Which is a lot for a girl. So what about your arrows and your release?
X-Buster 400 and Carter Insatiable.
Thank you.
Great looking setup that she's got there. And what I wanted to, was starting to allude to there, Matthews made a big announcement during the qualification round. Because the tournament exploded in popularity, we have so many more women competing there this year. Matthews thought it was appropriate to increase their payout to the women to an amazing $5,000 just from Matthews if you can win this. Now, one of these ladies is going to win that prize because they're both wearing the Matthews jersey and shooting the Matthews bow. Sarah is going to be the first one to shoot as we come into the second end here. Sarah, of course, came out of the gate busting with a perfect 33. Tanya with a 31. Sarah sends her first one downrange into the same hole she's already shot. Beautiful looking arrow there. Tanya at full draw. Still looking very comfortable, very stable, no shake, no shimmy.
And actually, if we want to talk for a minute about competitive prowess, Sarah Prieels, who we're watching right now, is world ranked number 6. She has got a World Championship silver and bronze medal to her credit, and a number of World Cup wins, including 3 gold medals and 3 bronze. She is a really tremendous powerhouse, as is Tanya here. You just see that these two archers are very evenly matched. Interesting fact about Sarah, so she comes to this tournament.
Whoa. Did you see the stutter on that
just
draw there?
Just a little bit of a stutter, but she's got lots of time on the clock, 20 seconds and counting. Sarah is originally from Belgium, which is the country she represents, but she told us yesterday or 2 days ago in an interview that she's been in Edinburgh, Scotland, where she is presumably studying and or working.
Great look there, Tanya.
A little long on the hold time, but she drills it with an 11.
Beautiful response. 10, 11, 11.
Match.
Still a 2-point match.
I noticed a lot of interaction between Sarah's coach and advocate. Let's ask him what advice he's giving Sarah.
Not to sock.
I can attest to that. I can hear it.
Everything moves. Everything's scary standing up here. They've waited all day to shoot this. They just got to trust what they do. But it's easy for your mind to wander and shoot something dumb.
Very good. Very good. Sarah.
Now, Alistair, you may or may not recognize, he does quite a bit of work on the international scene. You see this look at Sarah, beautiful looking arrows. She gets them to land just where she wants. Alistair's been around for a long, long time. He does the Pro Archery Series. He does coaching. He's a commentator in Europe. There's no question that when he speaks from authority, and he's clearly been working with Sarah for quite some time to make sure that she's up to speed.
Well, and he reminds me a bit of Butch Johnson, who we saw earlier today, and that is his official motto in self-coaching is
don't suck.
Don't suck.
All of the archers and archery fans out there, the adrenaline is going to flow. You can't do anything about it. You can't squash it. You just have to go with it and trust your shot and your training. Okay. It's like adrenaline junkies without a trip to the ER, right? All right. The arrows are coming back. Let's look at the scoreboard. It's 65-62. Sarah has opened her lead up just a little bit. 3 points.
So we've got a tight match here, Chuck, and the reality is we've got a 3-point differential, but that's not very significant at this point in the match. There's still plenty of arrows left to be shot, 3 arrows per archer, and we've seen some matches go really sideways today when you thought it was going to go one way and somebody, puts a crazy arrow down there and things turn around real fast.
Yeah, we've seen the occasional bobble. We've seen the occasional 9 out of the compounders. It does happen every now and again. Now, Sarah looking very, very strong. She came out of the gate with a 33 and a 32. Tanya coming out with a 31-31. That's how you see that 3-point difference. Sarah looking very strong there.
Very
a little
solid.
bit of a tall 10.
Tanya looks very calm when she shoots. This is one of those things that, speaks to her confidence behind the bowstring. She's really a pretty seasoned competitor. Sarah is too. And this is one of those events where you've got the lights, you've got the crowd, you've got the noise, you've got the commentators, you've got the cameras and the screens in front of you, which the audience can't necessarily see, but they've got screens right below in front of them so they can see their targets. And you've got yourself on a Jumbotron screen in front of you while you're shooting. That's a huge distraction for many archers.
It is. Beautiful looking shot from Tanya there. Both women open up with 10-11, so no change in the lead yet here. Good looking shot from Sarah.
Beautiful
she lands
shot.
an 11. She does the best she can there, so she puts the pressure on Tanya. Great looking camera shot of how stable she looked there.
That was nice.
Keeps the position exactly where it was. 10-11, 11 from both of these women. Fantastic shooting.
Now
Going
it's a
into this
close
final end, it's going to be a 3-point lead still. Sarah looking very strong there. You can see she lands that 11. Tanya looking very, very strong here as well. Nice shot there. No wiggle, no wobble, just that very slight tremble from the nerves that we've been seeing all day long. And she
so
gets
steady.
rewarded with a beautiful 11 downrange.
So here you can see how Tanya's worked her way up in the bracket. She came up against Sharon Wallace initially, edged her out by 3 points. She retired Jillian Ballangee, who was a very tough competitor, only a 1-point win on that one for Tanya. Now she's facing off against Sarah Prieels in the final match of this Women's Open Pro Shootdown.
I made it to the top 16 and then we got snowed in, so I stayed in my room.
I'm sorry about that. We'll try to plan 50 degrees every year for you. Okay, looking at it at the halfway, or excuse me, with one end to go. 97-94, Sarah has a 3-point lead.
And as Rob just alluded to, we have had wonderful weather at this Lancaster Archery Classic, as we did really last year as well. People have had a wonderful experience traveling here, and just we haven't heard any horror stories about lost luggage, any horror stories about missing bows. Folks have just had an easy time getting in, easy time getting out. Really wonderful hospitality here in Lancaster County.
We have. Excellent landing there by Sarah.
Beautiful
Tanya
shot by
responds.
Tanya.
Man.
Good job, Tanya. These two ladies are really not letting up. They are keeping the pressure on one another. I would not want to be shooting this match against either one of them right now, Chuck.
Wow. Sarah really, really laying it down here. Tanya needs to respond with 11 to have any chance of anything drastic
And
happening.
she does it. Good
She's
job.
doing her best.
Great shooting from both of them. Let's see what Sarah comes out with.
She's got to hope for, Tanya's got to hope for something to go wrong to win this match. 9. I don't think she can catch her, though. She
can't catch her.
It's a 3-point lead, so.
So unless we've got an arrow that's miscalled down there, and I think all of those are pretty clear, it looks like we've got a winner.
11. So we're going to have a winner. Sarah Prieels
Congratulations, Sarah.
is going to win $8,000, $5,000 from Matthews this weekend, $3,000 from Lancaster Archery. Congratulations to her. Quick interview here with Tanya, with Rob.
So, very nice payday, $2,500. Congratulations. Let's give Tanya Jensen a hand.
And now Rob will go over and get a few words from the winner, Sarah Prieels.
You had such an impressive indoor season this year. So how does it feel coming off a win here now at Lancaster?
Feels good. Nimes was a bit of a bad match day, you know, but been playing against Tara all season. It's 2-1. Let's hope we set only gold medal final for the World Cup final. So, because, you know, fed up of shooting against her. Every World Cup indoor we've played against each other. It's, yeah.
So one last question, how do you like this format? Because obviously I know normally it's 5 ends, we only have 20 seconds. It's not a shoot up, it's normal match play. So how do you like this format compared to what you shoot on all the World Cup stages?
Well, it makes it easier to be ranked first and have only 1 match to shoot on the Sunday. You know, 3 match for the weekend, that was good. You know, because you usually go 1 good match, 1 average. So it means that you have more chances on winning.
Well, obviously that paid off for you this weekend. We want to thank you for coming out here. That was a really impressive showing, and good luck in 2 weeks in Vegas.
And what a great recap here. We just watched the Women's Open Pro Division.
Amazing shooting from all of these ladies. You saw Sharon Wallace, of course, here in the beginning. Tanya was able to edge her out. She shot her way through.
Jillian Ballangee, another
very
tough competitor.
Yes, and just a 1-point win for Tanya in that match to finally get stopped by Sarah Prieels, who takes the lead and the win in this division.
Stick around. We've got the Men's Open Pro Finals coming up next.
This is how we like to do it.